For a good while now, Rhinar has been the poster child for the haters of Blitz. And while his repeatability is nowhere near what many lament about, one cannot deny that sometimes he just trips his way into a triple intimidate, swing for the fence. Easy mode. So no Blitz season would be complete without going over the big green boy here. So today we're going over a solid Rhinar Blitz list for your Skirmish Season 9. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my flesh and blood friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando, and go again a fabulous cast, and thanks for tuning in today talking Rhinar on our March 3rd Skirmish Season 9. Blitz is an awesome format and integral to Flesh and Blood's long-term success. With Skirmish Season returning in late August, the competitive focus on Blitz has returned. Every Tuesday until the start of Skirmish Season 9, I'll be covering a different Blitz deck tag. Now, our Dice Commando channel members, of course, have early access to these videos as they are uploaded. The first wave is already available, with another wave pending after the July 3rd BNS announcement. And hey, if James White approves, you should too. So I'll see you here every Tuesday through August for more Blitz content. Now, kind of a fun story around today's video. It was originally, as you may have noticed in the interlude there, this was originally supposed to be Fi Week. Now, I wanted to do that because I enjoy playing Fi. I wanted to share my list with you. But the reality of the situation in Skirmish right now, or I should say in Blitz, headed into Skirmish is this. Zen is everywhere. It does not look like they're going to do anything about Zen. And if you're going to, just play Zen, right? If you're going to play Fi, just play Zen. He's better. Just do that. So I thought that it would be very, very, very appropriate to pull up our big green boy here and share the deck with you all. Now we're going to do it slightly different. We're actually going to start, usually I kind of do some points. Let's just go right into the deck. And yes, it is below. Now, one thing I do want to point out here is that Scowling Flesh Bag is really, really good. I do not own one. I am actually using Rhinar's Helm. I am, right? Sometimes I've tried Crown of Providence, but I'm actually using Rhinar's Helm just for that extra if you need the momentum. So that's what I'm on if you are like me. And in paper, you're not able to play the Scowling Flesh Bag. But let's go into the equipment here. So Apex Bonebreaker, I am playing Beaten Trackers. The reason I'm playing Beaten Trackers and not Scabbies is because of this card right here, Savage Feast. So as an additional cost to play this, discard a random card. And if you do and it's 6 or more, you get to draw one. So I love doing the play where I can do that and then pop trackers after I've blocked with it, of course, and get that. And then another card that I am playing very much, which I know some people do, some people don't, but I just love it. I love it. Savage Beatdown. So play Beatdown only if you've discarded a card with 6 or more. So there's a couple ways that we can make this happen. One, the one I just talked about, which was the Savage Feast. But also I am playing Agile Windup and 1 Mighty Windup. So I have 3 cards that are 6 or greater that I can actually chuck on their own. So let's just pull it up, right? I mean, we all know what the windups do at this point, I would hope. But you can discard it. Now, when you do it on your turn, well, you create an agility token, which doesn't help you that turn, but you do get to intimidate. So what you can do with Savage Beatdown, this is actually a trick out of the Kayo Armory deck, right? You can chuck it. Then with the blue in hand, you can pay Savage Beatdown and chuck the other 6 that you had in your hand. Or a lot of times Savage Beatdown will end up in Arsenal. And well, now you're coming in for a whole bunch with Intimidates. Daddy-like. All right, so 2 claws. We're playing the claws and we're playing Savage Sash. Do remember with Savage Sash, obviously there's the combo potential there of Savage Sash being able to, make all of your stuff free. But a lot of times with Rhinar, because he's not like KO where everything's a 6, effectively, a lot of the times you have to make sure that, a lot of times you actually need the pitch card to kind of curate your hand to make sure you're chucking the card that you want to chuck, right? So just be careful with that on Savage Sash. Obviously the combo potential is there to go wide. But if you also put it in a perspective of what you're actually trying to do, right? A lot of it, if you compare it to kind of where we were before Savage Sash, which was the chess piece, right? The bark bone, you're usually popping it and you're rolling the die and you're hoping to get 1 resource off of it. Savage Sash guarantees you the resource and it blocks better, right? So don't be afraid, especially in Blitz, to just pop it for 1 resource effective, right? To reduce that 1 cost, okay? So we have Alpha Rampage, no dud there. 6 barraging to beatdowns. Card's awesome. Command and Conquer. Massacre. I love this card. Super fun. Super fun. I pulled a first edition first edition crew back in the day. Still have it in my binder. Now, Pack Hunt is in there. We already talked about Savage Beatdown. Show No Mercy. Oh my goodness. I love this card so much. This card is such a closer. It is, you know, if you compare it actually to Pack Hunt we just talked about. So Pack Hunt, when it attacks Intimidate, 2/6. This is a 3/6, but remember that if they don't have cards in hand, it gets +3. So this card very effectively pushes damage, right? If you do this with like a barraging in front, it kind of backfills that if they block the 2, assuming they have no cards in hand, but then you'd have double intimidated and you can do the math, right? So very cool. This card pushes damage and it's a great finisher. Okay, now another fun fact for me, I do not own any Swing Bigs. So obviously Swing Bigs crazy good. I don't own any of them. What I've been playing instead is actually Amnesia currently. That's what I've been playing. It is not a brute though, so be careful. You know, if you're doing that and you want to do like your Blood Rush Bellow turn, just remember, right? Blood Rush Bellow is brute cards only, so it doesn't work on your CNCs, doesn't work on that. Okay. Beast Within, no better way to kill yourself in all of Fab than Beast Within. 2 BRBs. I am playing 2 copies of Send Packing. And let's go look at the blues. Now keep in mind we have 1 Savage Feast blue and then 1 set of blues off barraging, bringing our total up here to 11 blues, which I think is right. Feels right. But we have Clearing Bellow, High Roller. Those are both Intimidates. I do want to point out I originally, because I was a dum-dum and I was in KO mode, I was like, oh, I'm going to throw in Agile Wind-Up Blue and Mighty Wind-Up Blue. Well, those do not intimidate when you chuck them. So went back to Clearing Bellow and High Roller. Reckless Swing is in there for obvious reasons. And then Wrecker Romp, of course. Okay, now you do see that I have the Amnesia down there as well in the inventory for this particular loadout. And then I have Oasis Respite. We're on Null Gloves and then Skullhorn for AB2, but it brings your total to AB3. Okay, so that is my deck as I'm playing it. I've been having a lot of fun with this thing. Sometimes you just set up really crazy turns. Other times you have to be a little more tactical about it and put some stuff in Arsenal. But it's always pretty fun to do big swing stuff and see how your opponent can handle it. Do keep in mind that this struggles a bit into Disruption, right? If they can get you down to where you can't chuck the cards, you end up like sometimes with an extra card in hand and only being able to swing 1 claw. That feels bad. So don't hesitate to put on pressure, but still set up, right? Blood Rush Bellow in Arsenal, not a bad deal. Being able to come out potentially and literally swinging. Okay, so that is the deck. Please enjoy. Again, from just a pure tactics standpoint, this deck's so fun. It's so relatively straightforward. To say it's easy mode is not fair. That's more of a like clickbaity thumbnail type thing. But it's really not that hard to just kind of go. And it's really fun. And you also just get to sit back and see what happens and enjoy and live that brute life. So anyway, that'll do it today, folks. As we close this out, there is another Blitz Skirmish 9 video next week. It's Victor. But this is actually the last one I'm shooting. So I know that there's another one next week. But I wanted to thank you all for this whole slog. This has been a lot of work on my end, but it's been a lot of fun as well. So hopefully it's been very well received and hopefully you enjoyed it. So let me know below what you think of this, what you think about the whole series. If nothing else, my friends, go Commando.